welcome to Alkaline Mom. Today I'm making spaghetti, okay? And this is Alkaline spaghetti where I'm gonna be using some kamut spaghetti. And hey Ayana, how are you?
Good.
All right, so I'm gonna be making the spaghetti with kamut pasta. Did I say spaghetti? Yeah, spaghetti pasta, okay?
You said spaghetti pasta.
Yeah, and I have
supposed to be kamut pasta.
And I have some wonderful tomatoes, onions, and what I'm gonna do in a side dish I like to use. Hi, Pete the cat. How you doing? What I like to use as a side dish is these zucchini, and what I do is I put it on top. All right, so got the pots turned on high. I'm gonna go ahead and stay away from the stove. These are gonna be on high today. So I have the pots on high. I'm gonna put some water in here. We use spring water. So I'm gonna put enough in there so that I can boil the pasta, of course. It's a really simple meal that you can make. I'm just gonna show you how I make my sauce for my spaghetti. Hi Mouse, how are you? Okay, now I usually put some onions, tomatoes, of course, in the tomato spaghetti sauce, and I'm also gonna saute first some mushrooms and onions, and then add my tomatoes for my tomato sauce. So let me go ahead and get chopping and get those chopped up. All right, so I went ahead and I chopped up my onions, some sweet red pepper, and of course I quartered the tomatoes. Now I'm gonna put the tomatoes in the blender, but I'm gonna saute my onions and red peppers here. So I'm going to add a little oil to my pan here, and then get the onions and the peppers sauteed. Okay, so you can see the onions going there. The smell. It smells so good. Now I'm going to add my red peppers to it. And I'm going to let those onions cook down. We like our sauce to be kind of chunky, so I'm going to add more vegetables to this sauce. So I'm going to add the mushrooms to the onions that I have sauteing. Some of these onions and red peppers are going to go for when I cut up the zucchini and cook those and put that in the mix with that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that, maybe half of this, and make our spaghetti sauce. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and saute our mushrooms. Okay, now I'm going to add my kamut pasta, which is the spaghetti pasta. And now is a good time to add any of the flavors that you want to have in your pasta if you're going to add anything. Sometimes I add a little bit of sea salt. And sometimes a little bit of onion powder. There you go. All right, we're gonna let that cook down. As you can see, my mushrooms have already sauteed and been added to the sauteed onions and red peppers that I have. I'm gonna basically divide this in half and leave some of it for the zucchini that I'm gonna cook next. Okay, let's chop up some zucchini. Okay, now I'm going to add a little oil to the pan. And then add in our zucchini and let those saute. Okay, now that I've divided half of my mushrooms, onions, and red peppers into this bowl, and I have the other half in the pot, I'm gonna add the blended tomatoes that I made, the sauce into it. And I'm gonna add some salt. I'm gonna add some onion powder. And I can't forget the Italian seasoning. And all of these can be about 1 teaspoon of each. Okay, I just want you to take a look at the sauce, at what it looks like before it starts to cook and get that nice red color. It's gonna look like this, okay? All right, and I add a little bit more oil in there. It depends on you how you like to season your pasta sauce. But I put a little bit of oil and a little bit more water and mix that in, and you'll see the final result. Okay, I've just added some water to our sauteed zucchini, and now it's just going to boil a little bit, okay? And I'm also going to add in the other half of the onions, mushrooms, and red peppers. Okay, we're going to check up on our pasta. As you can see, our pasta is cooking down really nicely, and there's just the right amount of water in there so we don't have that much to drain. But it's cooking down pretty good. Okay, our pasta is done. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, now that I've added the other half of the mushrooms, onions, and red peppers to the zucchini, I add a little bit of water, and now they've sauteed down very nicely. I'm going to put this on low heat now that it's all done, and just let it stay warm. Okay, let's check up on our sauce here. Okay, we got a nice little dark red color coming in, and all of our chunky mushrooms are now mixed in well with our blended tomatoes to make our nice chunky tomato sauce. All right, our chunky tomato sauce is pretty much done. All I'm going to do is add a little bit of agave. I added about 2 teaspoons of agave. If you like your sauce a little sweeter, you can add more, or you can add none at all. But this is the perfect chunky tomato sauce for us. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.